you are mentioning the loss of your father, which happened quite early. You said that your father was a war veteran.
He
Um,
was, yeah. I didn't
did
lose him until I was 23.
That's still early. I dare
Yeah,
to say
yeah,
that's still early.
for sure.
So for sure you are an adult. You are not a full grown up. I dare to say that as well. But you are an
Hmm.
adult. But it's still early. Like I
Yeah.
think there is still the need of having him around. At least is my feeling.
Hmm.
How did that um, reshape your curiosity, your I don't know, life, your love, your life in general? How big of an impact had that on you?
I mean, it was a massive impact for sure. My dad was basically like the only, despite me growing up with a lot of family, as the years went on and like my early adolescence into my young adulthood, my dad really became like the only family that I had ties to. Um, and so
Oh.
losing him it felt like a massive loss. And it was so sudden, like, I didn't suspect that he was going to pass. So it just shifted my connection like to myself and to the world and like how I operated. My dad was really like my best friend, so it was kind of like any kind of dilemma that I'd have in life, I could just easily pick up the phone and give my dad a call. And like we shot the shit a lot. Like it was a very lax relationship that I had with my dad. And so to not have that anymore and to sort of be robbed of that it was definitely a shift from anything that I'm used to. And like grief really changes like your perspective on anything. And the thing with grief is that it's so unique, it's almost difficult to kind of understand because every time you experience it, it's a little bit different. The ties that someone has to your life, your soul, your upbringing, it's always going to be a little bit different.
How did you deal with it? What was your uh, defense mechanism?
I do really clearly remember asking myself, like, either you can just give up and kind of like let your life go and just be angry at the fact that you've lost someone so important to you, or you can just keep going. That's the only time I remember having such a clear question with myself, but I just decided, to just keep on keeping on. I always not laugh, but it's hard for me to accept when someone says, like you're making them proud, because when you're experiencing grief, you're like, yes, but they're not here. So does it really matter? But I just didn't want to, I didn't want, I guess, his death to be for nothing. And I think the way that I deal with grief is I keep him alive in my memory because he just doesn't exist in this world. Like, you know what I mean? Like no one is calling him up. He doesn't have mail going to his address. So it's like I just keep him alive through my memory and through who I am. And like I am an extension of my father and the fact that we are obviously blood relatives. Um, so that's just kind of what kept me going. And then I am definitely a person that likes to be in solitude. So I remember I had a puppy, and he was like, I had just got the puppy a week before my dad died. And so I felt like that was almost like a convenient thing that happened because I was like, I have to take care of this like little life now. So that probably helped me with my coping as well, for sure.